I'm explaining a film from 2018 titled The Night Eats the World. Spoilers ahead. Enjoy the content. The scene begins with Sam attending a party thrown by a woman, who is his ex-girlfriend. The reason Sam came to the party was not to have fun, but to pick up his things there. Sam's ex-girlfriend encouraged him to wait or, at the very least, take a drink while waiting due to the arrival of visitors. After waiting for so long because his ex-girlfriend did not show, Sam lost his temper. Sam then asked where his belongings were so he could recover them himself. Finally, the former girlfriend indicated that his stuff had been placed nearby, and she also urged Sam to wait there so that the ex could talk with her current partner, who was in danger. Then Sam went to the spot where his belongings were held. However, because he still hadn't found his belongings, Sam locked the door and barred anybody from entering. A few moments later Sam managed to find his things, but suddenly his nose was bleeding so he decided to take a short break. When Sam was sleeping, suddenly there was a scream from outside, and the story had just started. The next day when Sam woke up, he returned to his house and brought his belongings. But how surprised he was when he left the room, everything that was outside his room. Last night was a mess. When Sam was about to go public, it was revealed that others had turned into zombies, including his ex-girlfriend. In the aftermath of that awful event, Sam tries to stay calm and rational. He also began to ponder how he would get out of the structure, especially in the face of the undead. A loud noise downstairs startled Sam as he was scrubbing the floor. A shot hit the floor close him, nearly hitting his skull. Sam also looked into the source of the gunfire, which turned out to be someone who had committed himself by shooting himself in the head. Then Sam broke down the floor and was about to go down to find out what was really going on. It turned out that the man had committed suicide after he shot his wife who had become a zombie. Sam immediately gathered food for supplies. He also took the weapon that the man had used to guard against zombies. Then Sam closed all access to the building. Sam began inspecting the building designs after completing some preliminary preparations. While gathering stuff that can still be used, he observes which rooms are still vacant and which are infested with zombies. Sam returned to his room by elevator after meticulously investigating the entire area, only to discover that the elevator was inhabited by an old man who had mutated into a zombie. Sam used his belt to restrain the zombie in the elevator since he didn't believe it was aggressive. When it got dark, Sam tried to unwind by listening to music till he fell asleep. The next day Sam started observing the movement of the zombies from his room, besides that he also counted the amount of food, so he could calculate how long he could survive. After it was finished, Sam also expressed his emotions by beating the drum as loud as he could, but he didn't expect that this would actually provoke the zombies who started arriving. He wondered if there were still survivors in the city, which seemed to him to be heavily damaged, desolate and deserted. Days passed, and Sam kept himself busy by doing anything he could, including pistol practice, music, and attempting to kill zombies. Because he may have died in sadness and confusion if he hadn't done anything because there was no one save the zombies. Then Sam proceeded to remove the filthy corpse from downstairs, but Sam couldn't bear the notion of simply tossing the corpse away, so he wrapped it and placed it on the bed in one of the rooms. While Sam was taking a shower, the water suddenly turned off. Then he began to think about how to supply water for his daily needs. Sam was napping until he was startled by a disturbance below as night fell. The zombies had entered by breaking down the basement door. Worse, the beasts had assaulted Sam and bit his leg. But it looks to be just a bad dream he's been having lately. Sam occupies himself by exercising as much as he can to pass the time. He also communicates with Alfred, an elderly man zombie he has imprisoned in the elevator. Strange, how come a zombie can speak and know his name? Sam uses any container that can hold rainwater which he uses as his water needs. Sam seems to be getting used to his new life. He often chats with Alfred. While zombie Alfred remained silent, he informed Alfred about his mother, who didn't know how she was doing now. As he was practicing shooting, a cat unexpectedly appeared in his way. Sam sprang to the ground and caught the cat. The cat first wanted to approach him, but then retreated, compelling Sam to pursue it. When Sam started looking for the cat, some zombies started to appear and attack him. He ran into the building and left the cat outside. At first Sam thought that the cat would be used as a friend to fill his loneliness, but he failed to get it. As a result of the incident, it turned out that Sam got a wound on his leg. Sam aimed his weapon at his own head, terrified of turning into a zombie, to see if he would transform or not. After all that time, the wound seemed to be little more than a scratch. He was also relieved that he hadn't turned into a zombie, and he burst out laughing. The next day, Sam saw that the zombies were vanished, and he wondered where they had gone. He also used binoculars to look about from the top of the structure, but he saw nothing or no one. Sam began to feel lonely because he was alone. He was planning to leave town and go somewhere, but his fear of zombies overpowered his desire, so he abandoned his intention. Sam also expressed his emotions by cursing zombie Alfred.
Why are you always sulking? Come on. Come on, smile for fuck's sake, make an effort. You know what your problem is? You're such a fucking...
Then he beat the drum so loudly that it woke up the zombies who had not been seen before. Finally the zombies came back to the building where Sam lived. Sam loses control of his thoughts as a result of his repetitive and useless existence. When Sam was sleeping, he heard a disturbance approaching his room's door, which made him feel helpless. Sam immediately leveled his handgun towards the door. When Sam approached, it was evident that he was not dealing with a zombie, but rather a survivor of a zombie attack. Sam rushed inside his room when it was apparent that the survivor was a lady. Sam was a lady. Sam was relieved because this was his first meeting with a real human. The next day Sam was happy because the woman was still alive, because so far he had never met anyone else. Sarah was the woman's name. She said that she survived by moving from one building to another. This means that there are still many people who survive like Sam, but the bulk of them have become anxious and even mad. Then Sam told Sarah about his exploits and handed her over to the undead Alfred. Sarah also advised Sam to be cautious since we don't know how long zombie Alfred will keep silent, and to be ready if the zombies attack him one day. Sarah's presence has helped Sam. Despite living in the shadow of zombies, he now feels at rest. The next day Sam began to share his food supply with Sarah, but because the food supplies were running low, Sam planned to look for food in a room inhabited by zombies. But before that, Sam punched a hole in the door and shot all the zombies in the room. Then he hurried to get any food or commodities that may be useful from that room. Sam returned in a hurry because he couldn't find Sarah. He looked everywhere but couldn't find her. Sarah was allegedly on the building's top, looking out at the situation outside, and she remarked that she wanted to get out of there. Because they couldn't stay in the building, they'd never know whether there were survivors out there setting up camps. That's why Sarah decided to keep on and look for the refugee camp, but Sam opposed and told her she needed to stay in the building to be safe. Sarah also warned Sam to stay alert, because he never knows when the zombies can break into the building and attack him. She also said that if Sam was still there, he would go mad and eventually commit suicide. All of this Sarah-related incident, however, was clearly Sam's hallucination and fantasy. Sarah had died when she was shot at the time, and Sam was very sad when he had to confront that dreadful fact. This implies that Sam is also becoming nuts. When Sam unzipped Sarah's bag and unloaded its contents, he discovered that Sarah had a family all along, but that Sarah's family had died as a consequence of zombie attacks, leaving her as the only one living at the time. Sam ultimately heeded Sarah's advice and prepared to leave the building immediately. Not forgetting that Sam also removed the zombie Alfred from that place, but who knows what happened. Alfred didn't attack Sam in the slightest, he then just left. The sound of a fire alarm caused by burning smoke terrified Sam, and the zombies outside ultimately gained access to the premises. Recognizing this, Sam makes every effort to fight the zombies. He entered the elevator and locked himself in due to the large quantity of zombies. Sam tried to get out of the elevator by climbing to the top floor, but one of the zombies caught up with Sam, so he had to fight it. The zombie looked very strong even though it had been hit several times by Sam, but the last blow finally killed the zombie. Sam also climbed in through the hole he had made before. It turned out that behind the thick cloud of smoke several zombies were waiting there. The zombies looked to be unaware of Sam's whereabouts due to the large cloud of smoke. When Sam did escape, he planned to down the structure using the rope he had prepared beforehand. When one of the zombies reached the top of the building and was about to attack Sam, he leapt, causing him to hit with the building next to him and fall unconscious. After a few seconds, Sam returned to his senses and began climbing with the rope. Arriving at the top of the building, Sam thought that he had to keep going through building after building, as suggested by Sarah before, and the film ended. That's all the recap. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to stay updated with recaps of our latest films. Your support would be appreciated. I hope to see you next time.